Well, good day everybody from Hog Haven Family Farms. I'm just out here July 4th. Happy July 4th to all of you Americans. And I just wanted to say what a beautiful day we've got here in Minnesota. So I am gonna show a little bit about our fencing system that we've got for this piece of woods that the cattle are now in. And this is new for me. A partner and I were able to piece this together and put this together, and I thought I would kind of show it off. So I'll just flip the camera around here and we'll give a little bit of a tour. So we've got a line fenced in to our electric that goes around the perimeter all the way around this, so that way the cows can't bug it. They can't get here yet, but eventually they will. And this is the system. So it is a solar panel, and this is pretty affordable now, everybody. It's kind of nice that prices have come down. You can see this morning sun isn't the greatest, but in about another hour I'll have a full, like probably 10 hours of sun on the solar panel. So placement is pretty key. We've got the one hotline that comes from the charger, which connects into our perimeter line, and then off the charger we have our grounds. And originally I grounded to the fence, and that didn't work so hot. The fence was not hot, pun intended. So now I've got several grounding wires, or grounding rods, goes there, and then it just keeps going, grounding rods down through there. That's kind of grown up, you can't see it any longer. And the way that this works, off of, see, we had a little bit of a rain, off of the solar panel, it goes to a controller box, and you can read we're getting 12.6, which is not bad without any sun right now. And then it goes from there to our charger, and then our charger is kicking it out to the fence. This controller box actually goes from there and then also over to the batteries. So it goes solar panel, controller box to the batteries, and then it goes batteries to the charger, and then the charger is charging the fence and then grounding. And so then that's how that's set up. I think I said that originally, where the controller goes to. It goes to the charger batteries. So these are set up 2 batteries. Obviously you can't have, originally I think I had this set up, pulling on the positive and the negative on the same battery. That wouldn't make sense because these 2 batteries are set up together. And so I'm going from the negative on one and the positive on the other. And so far I've been able to kick out consistently, probably, well, let's check it today actually. We'll do that. Let me go grab my tester. But I'm not quite 4,000 volts, but we are not far from it. So let me grab my charger here. See what we're getting on this fence line here. Yeah, we're getting 4,000 volts today, which is awesome. That's actually pretty good. And this is in the morning after we didn't have any sun. We'll see what we're getting on our fence. And you can see I'm pushing through a lot of veg here. Once the cows get here, they'll eat it down. And then I'll be able to see this fence. Looks like I've got pulling some amps down there. So I'm gonna walk the fence today and see what it's pulling through here. I've got a cattle move to do. I might try to film that a little bit later, but I wanted to make sure that I shared this with you all and kind of showing you what we're doing here. This is new, this is super fun. It does give us a lot of flexibility up in these woods, because this perimeter wire goes all the way around this whole piece, which is pretty large. And then from that, anywhere around the perimeter, I can hook in with this one wire electric temporary fencing with these temporary posts and put the cows wherever I want. So they're on probably about 25 acres right now, and then I'm going to move them today to a 15 that I've got set up. And actually I've got one more thing I can show you. As I was driving in today, I'll flip the camera around here. So as I was driving in today, I noticed something. and I've seen it here before, but it's called porcupine grass. It's a native grass, warm season grass, lovely grass. It is well known for being in prairie sites in Minnesota. Another name for it is needlegrass. Genus is Stipa, and it is super cool because the seeds and the awns are just like a porcupine quill. And it does, like, if you think about that, for the seed itself, when it drops off the plant, it's gonna fall like a dart to the ground. And then as it dries, the awn, which is the tail on the seed, twists and dries up. And what that does is it drills the seed into the soil. So it's a self-seeding plant. Grasses do extremely well drilled into the soil. They don't do so well broadcasted. So if you're ever seeding grass seed, put it out. Like, I had a question on the internet the other day. You know, I'm trying to broadcast a bunch of seed. I'm putting it in. Something snapping there. I'll have to check that. I've been trying to broadcast after I graze, and I'm not getting good results. And I just simply put there, well, broadcast before you graze. You know, that way your cattle or sheep or whatever it is that you're grazing is going to stomp on those grass seeds and put them down into the soil. So it works wonderfully well for seeding grass seeds. Just put it out before you graze. Any forbs, which are flowering plants, you know, those do great broadcasted on top of the seeds, on top of the soil, especially if it's native. You know, for putting down any kind of native flowering plants, then here's some right here. Then it is, those are fine. You can put those right on top. They'll do well. Clover will do fine. You know, it might be a better one to stomp in. All right, so I'm gonna flip the plant around, or the camera around, and give you a picture of the plant. So this is Stipa grass. It grows pretty tall. You can see the basal leaves there are kind of gone away, but it's actually a lovely plant. For I've grazed some in my yard. Cattle absolutely love it. This time of year you would not want to graze cattle on it because these can get stuck in the throats of cattle. So this is the grass. Let me try to get the camera to focus. I'm gonna put it in my hand, I think. You have to excuse my my camera skills. They're not the best. So that's what it looks like. And so, like I said, these are just like little darts. And this time of year you would not want to graze this grass because it could get stuck in the animal's mouths, because these are hooked on the end, just like a porcupine quill. But before it shoots out and actually goes to seed, this is a wonderful, wonderful warm season grass. Here's some grass right here. It's Stipa. And that's awesome for cattle grazing. It's fabulous. The nice thing about these seeds, they don't stay on that long on the plant. They actually fall off pretty fast. You can see them already starting to kind of twist on themselves. Again, not focusing. They're kind of starting to twist on themselves. But here, I'll throw some, and you can kind of see what it does. But it throws just like a dart. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're fun to throw at your kids and make them stick to their shirts. They have great wars with this stuff. But no, that's called Stipa grass, needle grass. Genus is Stipa, like I said. It's also called porcupine grass. So this is a native grass to Minnesota, and shows that this was prairie for a very, very long time. So you've probably seen in some other videos, I've been battling a lot of eastern red cedar. You can see where I've done cutting. There's some pretty good openings, and you can see some of the sites that I've missed. We also have a little bit of Siberian elm that's coming in here. So I've been cutting that. Siberian elm you do have to treat, but the eastern red cedars all you gotta do is chop them down and they will not regrow. So that is kind of a nice thing here in Minnesota, is we don't have cedars that regrow after cutting. That's it for today, everybody. I did show the porcupine grass and show off the solar that we're doing up here. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out, let me know. Other than that, happy July 4th and enjoy the day.